Welcome back to day 2 of Bahamas with Bob. We're at the Island House Triathlon, sponsored by Island House, Cervelo, Gatorade Endurance. Our official charity is More Than Sport, and we're airing on Babbittville.com and at Babbittville Radio. Our favorite couple in the sport of triathlon, Mirinda Carfrae, Mr. Timothy O'Donnell. Mom, I said Timothy, not Tim, not T.O.
You know she's
Timothy.
watching, Bob. You know she's watching.
She's always watching. I'm like, I can see her on my shoulder all the time going. So you guys have been doing so much training getting ready for this, getting the house all set up. And after Kona, have you been doing a lot of prep for this?
Oh, forget about Kona. It's all about the Island House race.
See?
We've been focused on this race all year round.
I heard you were training through Kona. This was the A race.
Exactly right. Yeah, that's maybe why the results weren't as good as we wanted in Kona.
Yeah,
but
that's exactly what we
I
done.
love it when people say my results weren't as good as I wanted to be in Kona when we get like 2nd and 6th, right? I mean, with the greatest field ever for that year. That to me, that's the whole thing about Kona now. Is the field is just so freaking deep.
Yeah.
When you start getting, when you get top 10 in that race, you should go home happy, don't you think? She's like,
no,
it's okay for
Bob.
Tim. It's okay for Tim to go home happy, but no, unless you win that race because you're 3-time champion.
Honestly, it was more about getting the best performance out of myself, and I don't think I did that. So if I'd come second and I'd had a fantastic day, then I would be happier than I am. You still want to win world titles. That's what you do. We try to do anyway. Bit of time for reflection now, and we still got work to do.
So when you come back from a race like that, do you sit down and go, okay, with Siri and just go, okay, this is, I ran 2:58 off the bike. Obviously, I can run 10 minutes faster than that, and the bike itself. But your swim seemed to be a good one.
Yeah.
Do you come back and just analyze and go, what do we need to do for next year?
Yeah, we do. We actually haven't sat down and had that powwow yet.
Yes.
We'll do that after the Island House. It's kind of been a whirlwind.
Yes.
Obviously, a bit of time in the island relaxing, and then we got home. I got a little bit sick, and so that kind of wiped out a week of trying to get moving for this race. So, and we had Tim's parents in town getting
how fun,
helping us pick out furniture and helping us kit out our house. So that was good too.
Yeah, and so Timothy, do you at the end of this, you and Mark Allen sit down because you've had 4 top 10s now?
I think it is.
Second? Yeah. So I know Mark said, hey, Timothy had a solid race, but obviously the key is to not just be on the podium. Once you've been on the podium, you want to be on the top of the podium. So the goals are different.
Right. Yeah, and I felt like I set myself up to be in the right place in Hawaii this year. I actually got dropped from that lead bike group and pulled myself back up, just coming up to the Energy Lab. So it came off on the front with 7 of us, I think.
Yes.
But something Mark and I are going to work on, but I didn't have the run I should have had. You look at last year, I was 3 minutes off of Frodo's run time. He ran at 2:52. I ran at 2:55. And this year, I still ran at 2:55 on much better run conditions, and everybody was running 6-7 minutes faster.
2:45, right? Yeah, 2:39. So you should have been sub 2:40.
Yeah, exactly. You look at that, and there's something just didn't connect with me on the run this year. So back to the drawing board.
What's tough about that is you have that one little down thing for a couple of minutes. One little moment, and in another race, it's not that big a deal because the competition isn't that deep. But here, when you get to Kona like that, you have one little downtime, and all of a sudden you're off 8 spots.
Yeah, you look at I think mile 21 or 22, they were 3rd through 7th was probably within 30 seconds of each other this year.
Yes.
Which you don't see that very often, if ever.
No, I think the first 11 guys coming off the bike were 43 seconds apart. Right.
It's crazy. Yeah.
So the depth is taking it totally to another level. So after this race, do you guys take some well-deserved time off and just focus on let's get our house together? We can wait to do this training stuff till after the first of the year.
We kind of already have started that break, but the rest of the year for us is about taking some downtime, spending time with our friends and family, which we've kind of neglected through most of the year, and doing some different things. Like once we get moving again. I really want to do some cross-country skiing, skate skiing.
Have you done a lot of that?
No, I'd like to learn. I've done a little bit, but it's a great workout, and we live in Boulder, and obviously
there's no excuse, right?
No excuse, and great tracks and so forth to go do those
just
sort of
a
things.
fun way to stay relatively in shape.
Well, and it's basically running without the pounding.
Yeah.
That's what's great about that.
Yeah.
And this last year, you went to Austria, had a phenomenal race there. Year before, you went to Challenge Roth, had a phenomenal race there.
Yeah.
Besides doing, obviously, Kona, which is, that's the bread and butter. What were you thinking about this year? Because you like to do unique races. You like to do something that's a little different.
I do. I've been throwing around a few ideas. I loved Austria, so that's a chance I'll go back there. But then, Cairns is around the same time. I'd love to race Cairns back in Australia.
Australia, yeah.
And then also Nice is another race I'd love to do at some point too.
Yes.
So that and in that time frame, I like to kind of race in June, late May, June, early July is kind of my window for an Ironman. So. Yeah, I mean, I haven't spoken to Siri yet, but the thoughts are starting to grind. Yeah.
How about you, Tim?
I've had good success starting with Brazil.
Yes.
Doing Ironman Brazil in May. So that's definitely an option.
And it's hot, and it simulates the conditions in Kona, right?
Yeah, it's sort of an island. I think it's a peninsula, so it's where I race well. And actually, Austria too. I'm talking to the race director. I had a great time watching Rennie last year, so I wouldn't mind racing that race myself.
And that's a fast race.
That's a super fast race, yeah. And I mean, if you can do a race 30 minutes faster than what you'll do in Ironman, 30 minutes less fatigue in your body, I think that's a good thing.
I
like the faster races. So, yeah, Austria was obviously beautiful. And an experience more than anything.
So you guys both raced here last year. Timothy got 10th. You've got 7th.
Mm-hmm.
The 10th still got 10 grand, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I was loving it.
You were loving it, yeah. So this year they've changed things, right? I think it suits the longer distance athletes a little better, more time trial-ish. I thought last year was a little ITU centric.
Yeah.
You like the new format?
Yeah, I think, after last year, I think anyone who'd raced Kona was kind of coming home and trying to dust the cobwebs off their road bike and then get fit on the road bike for the first time. And I think it was 4 weeks after Kona last year, which was a bit better. But, this year we've got a total time trial. We get to ride our time trial bikes, which is great for us. And I see the ITU athletes trying to figure out the TT bikes. So, they're kind of an extension of ourselves after riding on them all year long. So for us, we don't have to worry about that. But it'll be interesting. The ITU athletes definitely have the speed, but we'll have the strength on the latter part of the bike. But it'll be an interesting mix, I think.
And you've always you'd go to high V, you realize you can't lose your speed in this sport now because you're racing from step one. So the fact that the final race is a sprint format but non-drafting, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that's great. We love racing short course. We love racing Olympic distance. I wish there was more non-drafting Olympic distance races to choose from throughout the year. Honestly, I race halves because there's more of them throughout the year, but I'd love to race Ironman and Olympic distance. And the halves for me are tougher. I feel like I do best at Olympic and
it's still a half marathon. That's a lot of running.
It's a lot of running, yeah.
Yeah, and people are doing them like it's a 10K.
Yeah.
And so people are running 4, 5, 6 halves in a year. No world-class runner is running 6 half marathons in a year. It's the most ridiculous thing ever. Yeah. And so for UTO, you like the format this year with more TT?
Yeah, I think, I have a short course background as well.
Yes.
I'm a strong swimmer, so that always helps in short races like this. Last year I was on a vacation, really. I got the invite late.
And you're like, hey, listen, 10th place gets 10 grand, and they're inviting 10 people. I'm in.
I definitely won the most fun before the night before the race award.
So wait, you got invited at the post party in Kona?
In Kona, yep.
So you're at Huggo's, shirt off, dancing, and then it's like,
and then
hey,
I got pulled off the bench. You're in. Hey, kid.
Came in. Why don't you come in? You got podium. You were third here. Why don't you come over to Bahamas?
Yeah.
How long was it? Like 2 seconds to decide that?
It wasn't even quite. I was coming anyways to cheer on Rennie and to party. So I said, well, might as well. Yeah. Heck yeah.
Love that. Well, have a good time this weekend, you guys.
We will. Yeah. That's what it's all about.
I saw you in your robe going down to the pool. Yeah. I didn't see the drink with the umbrella in it, but I guess that's coming.
You promised it. I'm
buying. I am buying.
Okay.
I am buying it. Maybe tonight.
Yeah.
We'll do that up.
Okay.
Mirinda and Timothy. Timothy. We are at Bahamas with Bob, Island House Invitational Triathlon. That is a wrap for day 2. We will catch you tomorrow. The racing starts fast and furious tomorrow morning, and we will be there. Hold on and catch us tomorrow.